like a red flag, you know, kind of like, you know, what you should look for, what the first signs that, you know, maybe a guy is bad news. But then also in your book, I know that you kind of like, you know, what always you should have look for, what, you know, first sign. Think that, you know, maybe a guy is bad news.
my
but
trademark.
Also in your book,
right.
I know that
And for the
but for the brothers, you know, also, but because, you know, women out there, you know, can, you know, there's good guys, there's good ladies, but, you know, sometimes there's bad girls.
And for the
So I think you folks, you know, deal with both, you know, in the book.
Yes, a lot of it comes from I'm a communication speaker, so a lot of it comes from communication and my experience. 90% of communication is nonverbal. Yes, a lot of it. But sometimes we get so caught up in that moment. So just like Eddie did in Coming to America, you get caught up in that moment and you don't see the signs. You don't.
Right, you don't see the signs.
The right one with the green flags, which was his point at the end. But before that, I remember he was going on a date with sitting in the hall, and all these women were trying to wrap wrong class.
Exactly.
So that's the same thing with this book. It's from a communication standpoint of view, because non-verbally that will never change pertaining to a person.
Now, as far as being an author,
communication standpoint of
there's
view,
how long does it take? I've always been fascinated by this, but how long does it take to get something beginning to end, from thought process to putting it down on paper to getting it published to getting it? But how long did this take? Because this is impressive. So what's the process on that? From thought process to putting it down on paper to getting it published.
So it took me roughly about 3 months to get things, my brain flowing and everything like that. A lot of research, study, going back into my journal, because I have a journal from 7th grade, so I can find my experiences inside the book all in one. But when you're in that kitchen mixing those ingredients up, it takes a while. Sometimes it could take longer than that, because when it comes back, you have to rewrite it again.
Exactly.
You have to think of, hey, what's the point I really wanted by poem in this particular chapter?
And you don't want to rush perfection.
Exactly.
So, you know, you have to, especially when you're dealing with issues and topics where people are actually going to dive into this and they're going to read this, so they need to get the right information, especially when you're dealing with issues and your perspective, which is great. So you have, so now this is print. This is great. So we're gonna shout out.
It's pretty too. Which is great. Cover and everything.
It really, it's awesome. So now this is print. Where can people find this? Shout out.
Listen, you can go to Amazon.com.
Okay, so Amazon.com.
It's also a Kindle version as well. And
I have a Kindle. I love my Kindle. Okay, yeah.
And shout out to Doma Boutique, which is located in New Britain. It's right on my Facebook page. They have a slew of my book up in there. A slew of my books.
Okay, nice. Good.
It's great. It's great. I mean, it's a great feeling to be a first time.
Product, because it'll be also well worth it. So I'm gonna go into. I'm just gonna kind of open up.
Please. Why are you doing it? Can I give a shout out? Special shout out?
Yes. No. Come on.
Listen, I'd like to give a shout out to the crew up in here. Everybody just seems so nice.
Oh, they're amazing.
Welcome to be back. I'd like to give a shout out to my man Mo Triplet. I know you're listening, brother. And to my beautiful, lovely wife, April Lawrence, and to my 2 beautiful daughters, Ava and Ayana. That's another part of the reason I wrote the book. No, I'm going to have 2 daughters because I don't want them to end up with knuckleheads.
Right. No knuckleheads for the girls.
Not for Ava. Yeah. They're gorgeous. You know, I know brother's going to be.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And that's a thing. So, you know, and like I said, we're going to pose a question after, and then we're going to have folks ask us online. So don't forget to go to the New Haven Independent Facebook page, and that's where we are actually taking your questions. All right, so I just turned Dear Thirsty Brothers. Now, why do you call them thirsty?
Well, the difference between thirst and brother's own interest. Keep in mind, from a man's perspective, thirst means you just literally after sex.
Okay.
You're just looking to smash.
You're just one. That's all
you're just trying to smash the chocolate chips. A brother that's interested in you will like to know more about you than just the sexual nature of it. So usually I see a lot of brothers on social media. I see them up in day parties. I see them in clubs, whatever the particular setting in. And I see they just chase to a degree in a non-respectful manner. They'll give women pet names like Hey Shorty, Yo-Yo's sister, Hey Ma, you know, those pet names, which in my book I call the I-it communication, when they just look
Can you explain that? Can you explain that? Those
Yes.
pet names. Some women find them offensive. Some women think it's just like the cutest thing ever.
Oh, really?
But in your book, yeah. So you said that you have given those names.
Yes. So it's called the I-it communication, and that's when a brother just see you primarily as someone that can use you for recreational purposes only. They don't really want to get to know you underneath the surface. And then the next stage is called the IU communication. That's when the brother starts seeing you as a unique individual. You know, he gets to know you a little bit more. He calls you by your name, hey, Becky with the long hair, and so forth. And then you have the last, which is the I-thou communication. And that's when it's exclusive. That's when it's like above to just being, you know, your average individual. You take it to the next level. But there's a lot of brothers out there with that I-it communication. And you can tell them to spot away. They'll be like, hey, short, hey, come in, you know, barking and everything.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That's when you start throwing the bones.
Yes, that's that caveman mentality type of.
Yeah. You know. So I opened up to the book, and it said, and you cover a lot here.
Thank you.
So there's Dear Thirsty Brothers. A real man is in charge of his emotions. His emotions are not in charge of him. Stay in control and own your own destiny.
Absolutely.
All right. So guys, if you're out there, call us or you know, on our page, on our live page. Are you in charge of your emotions, or are your emotions in charge of you? And are you trying to stay in control of your destiny? So, gentlemen, if you're out there, and women, if you have a gentleman in your life that's in charge of his emotions, what does he display? So give us a buzz. But then you also took that same chapter, philosophy. Self-control is one of the most important attributes that a man must harness in order to prepare himself for a relationship and for life. It must become resident within his DNA, and it must be operational 24 hours of the day. That is so hard for men, right? No. 7 days a week. Okay, it's not hard. So how does that happen?
Listen, when you're around any masculine force, I always tell brothers, even if you have grown up by a single mother, you still have to make yourself available to be around male companionship, strong male companionship. And when you have that, and you have a good role model to look up to, they present that force within you to not steer off, to not be the type of brother that's not in control of his emotions. I mean, let's face it. Yeah. Women do not want a brother that gets mad over the littlest things or just get upset. No. That's very unattractive.
That's us. That's
you need us to be the rock.
Yeah, we're supposed to be a little emotional and a little hormonal, and not, you know.
Yes. So
we need you to be in control so we feel safe.
Right. We need to be that, you know, when you go to the beach, we need to be that rock. So when that tidal wave, you come at us with that tidal wave, the impact just bounce off. And that moment's like, wow, he's strong, he's centered, he's masculine. You know?
He's got my back. He's got me covered.
But you see, a lot of brothers out there don't display that. Part of the reason I feel, and as I explain in this book, is a lot of them were not raised or had a masculine force in their life. I mean, there's a lot of women out there that dealt with bad men that turn out to be not good fathers out there. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a father. It could be a cousin. It could be an uncle. Some sort of masculine force to give that equal equation, to give that leadership capability, as well as that strong, positive male energy into that child's life.
So one would say, if you weren't born or you didn't see it growing up, is it a learned behavior? Like, do you read your book and do you give men maybe a guide or some tools if maybe you didn't have it growing up, but now, you know, in life you're saying I'm missing something, you know, so can it be learned, or is it just once, if you don't have it, you don't have it, and then you're just kind of, you know, screwed for the rest of your life? Like, what do you think about that?
Good question. I always tell people, just because you're in a particular setting doesn't mean you're going to end up that way. The thing is, I discussed this also in my book called A Positive Direct Definition. You can, as myself, you can learn as you go. You can surround yourself with a positive structure around you. You know, if you're hanging around the wrong crowd, of course you're going to get the wrong type of advice, the wrong way to handle things as a man. But you change that structure around, you know, then you surround yourself with positive brothers, then sky's the limit. You know,
the sky is the limit.
Absolutely. So it all goes with maturity. It all goes to educating yourself. I grew up by a single mother, but it was like a learn-to-go formula. And I noticed some of these brothers growing up, they were trying to bring me down. So I changed my positive direct definition. I'll give you an example. A brother or your social structure around a negative direct definition would say something like, "Hey, you with that woman? Get as many girls as you want. Play her. Don't tell her the truth that you have a girl. Or don't go to college, man. You can go out here, sell drugs, do whatever." That's a negative direct definition. A brother with a positive direct definition would be like, "Man, you got a woman with the 4 B's: beauty, brain, body, and bride worthy. You better keep that woman."
You hear that, ladies? The 4 B's.
The 4 B's I just broke down the back of that book.
Yes.
Brain, yes.
Brains, beauty, body, and bride worthy. That's right. You hear that, bride worthy. And we'll talk about that later, because there's a lot of women out there that are completely downplaying marriage and the importance of marriage. Oh, I don't need to be married.
Right, I see that a lot too.
Yeah, and we'll discuss that.
Yes.
But you're talking about the negative aspect. So what you're saying is always just surround yourself with positive.
Right. And it's very important to have some sort of strong male companionship, because right now these days, women, not all, but women are defining what men should be. And when women define what men should be, you see a lot of brothers that are passive. You see a lot of brothers that are real emotional. You see a lot of brothers that just don't have the feeling of how to man up and handle certain situations. But when you're around a strong male companionship, which I had a guidance counselor in high school, I'm like, wow, real alpha male don't blame anybody else for not succeeding.
But
you learn. If you fail, you learn from that and take it to the next level. So
that's amazing. Yeah. So, and dynamics of relationships come from two people coming together.
Yes.
But those two people have like their own history.
Right.
Of how they were raised, how they were brought up, and so that the dynamics in relationships are absolutely there. And I think you touched on some of that. We are going to take a short break.
Yes.
Okay, but don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere, because I have Treamell Lawrence here with me, and I'm so proud of him. Dear brothers, dear sisters, listen up. That's right. This book is amazing. We'll tell you how to get it. We're going to talk about your book signings, but we do have a question of the day. Why do women choose bad men over nice men? So that is the question. We're going to be taking your calls, 203-872-7356, and Facebook Live questions. So don't turn or move that dial. We'll be right back. Yeah, so it's like in everything that's in here, it really is a structure. It's like a
guideline.
Guideline and a map to you, like people having productive, quality relationships.
Yes, and I don't sugarcoat or fluff anything in there. I have some women a couple that came and said, "I think you're sexist. Why you say these dear thirsty sisters?" And I'm stating that, listen, I'm telling you from a man's perspective. You can't expect to pull a Barack Obama brother if you're out there twerking and showing your goodies to the world and everything. I'm just keeping it 100.
Talk about that. No, we'll talk.
I'm kind of going underneath the surface,
Right. No, and we'll talk about that, because it's what you put out is exactly what you're gonna get, and if you're not putting out that.
There you go.
I
didn't see Michelle Obama. Yes, I didn't see Michelle Obama twerking
No.
But a lot of women want that type of man.
Right.
But they're not presenting themselves in that manner.
Yeah, and you know what?
I talk about that a lot in the book too.
Yeah, and I want to focus on that, because you know what? Go on your page, and then, because it's on here, but I just want to.
Yeah, no.
No, we're good. No, this is good. No, I was just to the people, because there are people watching, which is good.
Did any questions yet?
Mm-mm.
I don't have the phone. There we go.
Okay. We'll go back in, hon.
Yes.
You ready?
And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I am in the relationship segment with my good friend. He's no stranger to the show. Treamell Lawrence. It's so good to have you back. And because your book is amazing, and like I said, I can't wait to dive in to this. And folks need it, because you know what? Relationships these days are not the same as they were 10, 15 years ago. And why is that?
I think a lot has to do with the mainstream media.
Okay, social media.
Absolutely, social media. It's funny how they call it social media, but it makes sometimes the majority of people antisocial, you know, based if you don't have good media literacy skills. So, you know, going on the days of the lost art of talking. I mean, brothers used to have to present themselves, walk up to a woman based on your flirtatious output, and just say, hey, I'm interested in you, you know, can I talk with you? Now these days, you just go on Match.com or you just go on POF. You don't display that verbal game that brothers used to have back in the day.
And that's I mean, it's if you are a brother out there, and when we say brother, we mean all.
I call everybody my sisters and brothers. Those no matter what race or whatever.
That's right. Yes. So if you are a brother out there, and you still have that old school like mentality or game, then call us because we want to hear about that. I mean,
please.
How do you old school approach compared to, I guess, text messaging and all that? Yeah. Give us a buzz, 203-872-7356 if you still have that old school way of communication. And during the break, we were talking about, you know, what and who you attract. So to piggyback on, you know, people that are using social media or Match.com to, you know, date these days, you have to attract a certain person. So
exactly. Listen, I mean,
ladies, listen up. Yes, you want a nice guy. You gotta. What do you know?
Listen, the world is going to judge you no matter how much in self-denial you are. The world is going to judge you based on your actions. So if you're the type of sister that would like a Barack Obama type brother, but yet you're twerking on social media, you're showing your goodies, you can see your no panties underneath your dress in the pictures, just poking your booty out, then you're going to attract maybe Stevie J. You may attract a Jerome from Martin. But you're not going to attract a Barack Obama.
You're going to get a Love and Hip Hop.
Yes.
Or no, the Love and Basketball. I don't know. Hip Hop.
So many of these shows.
Like, yes. One of, and, you know, and if you go and twerk, and that's, you know, but in the comforts of your own home, but you honestly are not probably going to, you're attracted Barack Obama in your life.
Right. You're going to attract a small portion of our sexual side. I mean, men are sexual by nature, so you're only going to appeal to our flesh.
Exactly. So, ladies, if you're out there twerking, and you know, which is okay to twerk, it's good exercise actually, but you can't, you know, expect to maybe attract a man because he's focused on probably getting to know you.
Yes.
Like up here, but he's going to be thinking about you in a totally different way. So then that cuts off your chances of, and he'll be like, forget it. I'm not interested in her because that's what we're putting out there.
Exactly.
Okay. So, ladies, just keep it.
Keep it classy. I love it classy.
Keep it classy. Keep it sexy.
Oh, and I think that's pretty attractive when a woman, just like my wife, when I first met her, very curvy, beautiful woman, but that left the rest to a man's imagination. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So she wasn't when I met her poking her booty out, you know, trying to gravitate attention outside of that norm.
It was no social seduction.
No, not at all. I think the most classy and respectful women are the ones that don't garnish attention, but they get it anyway.
Exactly.
Because they carry themselves in the manner.
Or they walk into a room and their presence is there, and they can have a turtleneck on and long pants.
Exactly. And they still get attention from brothers. Those are the most attractive ones. But the ones that you can tell that wants the attention, they'll do whatever it takes necessarily, you know.
Yeah. So our question to our viewers, and our listeners, because don't forget we are on Facebook Live, and if you send in a question, we can see it and we will read it. But why do women chase bad men? So we're gonna pose that. So what's attractive about a bad boy? I guess, you know, good girls like bad boys. So if you are out there, if you're a good girl, but you just attract bad boys, you know, give us your story.
Please.
Let us know what's intriguing about those bad boys. But what do you say as an author and a relationship expert? What do you see in society today? Why, you know, these nice girls are running to these bad boys?
Well, one thing that a lot of bad boys have is that they're very confident. Women are attracted to confident men.
They have is that called the swag?
That swag. They're very they're very unpredictable. Like, in other words, they do things whenever they want, whenever they want.
And however they want.
However they want.
Okay.
And women find that appealing, whereas a nice guy is very passive. Women could say one thing and the nice guy will agree with everything she said and so forth. They don't have a mind of their own, most of them. But the bad boy, he'll speak his mind. You know,
yeah, it might be a little rough with it too. Like, you know, just like, you know.
So, yeah, I talk about that in that book, and a lot of nice guys do come in my inbox and state, listen, I really like this woman, but she seemed like, why she keep on going after the bad brothers? Well, you know, I tell these brothers, one of my favorite characters is the Hawk. And you got to have a combination. Yeah. You got to have a combination of being nice and also being assertive and have confidence at the same time. And one thing about that character is before he's the Hawk, he's a sensitive guy, he's really nice, quiet, but the moment a woman try to disrespect him or try to push him over the edge,
he turns green and the Hulk goes crazy.
And listen, I'm not saying for him to smash you or literally beat you up. I'm just saying.
Yes, no, we don't condone that.
No.
That's
what I'm saying is confidence allure. You know, that's what we talk about here.
Yeah. And you know what? And it's okay to have a little, you know, bad boy in you, but at the end of the day, that's not going to sustain a relationship.
Oh man, no woman wants no doormat. You know, the nice brother. You know, even if just a woman walking all over him and telling him what to do.
Yeah. So you have to have a balance.
It has to be a balance. You got to be nice, but assertive at the same time in a respectful manner. And women will appreciate and respect you. Too many nice brothers are just allow women to walk all over them.
So now I'm sure you get a lot of inboxes. I'm sure you give a lot of, you know, relationship advice on your page, and now that you've got this book, I'm sure you're gonna have your following is gonna probably triple because people are gonna have questions. After reading the book. So, what do you suggest for men? Okay, they're they've got that bad boy tendency.
Yes.
How can they soften up their approach?
Good question. I mean, the first thing they need to do is change their mindset to be around and learn how to not to be deceitful. A lot of bad boys that I know of and seen, they tend to use a lot of deceitful tactics. And I think the most key thing to being a man 24/7, 365 days a year.
Yeah, you said it in the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is to always be upfront, no matter how much you'll hurt that woman's feeling. You have to be upfront. And yes, you have to take some mechanism from the nice guy, and you'll have more longer success, because usually having those two qualities in the long run, you'll have a woman that has the 4 B's. Whereas if you're just a bad boy without that sensitive side, or if you just don't show any compassion, it may pay off in the short run. You may smash a lot of chocolate chip cookies, but in the long run, you won't have that companionship, which a lot of brothers seem to regret when they reach the age of 40 or 45, when they don't have that rock by their side.
Exactly.
So you gotta have that combination. Very important.
You do have to have that combination. And I think the last time also we had Tanisha Dawson also.
Yes, shout out to her too.
Yes, shout out to Tanisha.
Shout out to Tanisha.
We love having her here, because she's a life coaching and relationship
love
expert.
Her.
So that's good. And I think at some point we were talking about getting a round table, or getting folks in the room, men and women in a room, people that are single, people that have maybe gone on to get married, to talk about issues and why relationships are not gluing or meshing these days as much as they were. I mean, there's shout out to all the folks out there that have been married for years or maybe a couple of years. I know I'm going on 8 months.
Oh, congratulations!
Today, yeah.
Okay.
It's our 8th of marriage, and so it's been a beautiful blessing. So
nice.
It's been great. But get a round table together about and talking about issues in your book, about issues in Tanisha's book, and just have an open dialogue with. I think that's what people need these days.
Yes, and I noticed it today, and that's a great idea. I noticed today that a lot of women are more aggressive than the men. I mean, right now I see a lot of women saying, "I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm going to approach him, I'm going to pursue him." And I tell sisters, never, ever go after a brother. You always have the brother.
So that's a bad idea. All right, so ladies, you heard it here. If you're out there, you're listening, and you are a lady that doesn't have a problem with going up to a man, approaching him, and you're kind of like, you're putting it out there.
Don't do it.
Okay, so don't do it. So ladies, if you're out there and you're listening, call us if you will approach a guy. If you're out and you see something that you like, and if you just call us and let us know if you would approach them. So now, why is that a bad idea?
Well, listen, in my book, I talk about the 3 zones. The first zone, which we are familiar with, is the friend zone stage. The next stage is called the intimacy stage. And then the last one is called the physicality, which is a combination of the friend and intimacy stage. So when a woman pursues a brother, they automatically hopscotch over the friend zone stage. And you make
immediately into that other.
Which gives him the advantage, since he knows you like him so much, it gives him the advantage to pull out less because you don't have to put in that much work to show and prove. And guess what? You're pulling out more. So next thing you know, I mean, I tell sisters don't do it because you may end up going to the physicality, but you never knew much about the brother in the friend zone stage.
Well, what if a woman says, okay, I saw something that I liked, and I didn't want to let that opportunity pass. He wasn't approaching me.
Right.
I am going to now approach him. But so are you saying that if a man sees something that he wants,
if he likes it, a true man always goes after what he wants. A true man can read the signs and the fundamentals. I like to describe it as, say for example, if women were traffic laws and you guys are putting out those signals, that green light, that yellow light, and so forth. A brother with his license that's driving should be able to read those signs.
Right.
But if a brother is not a man and he don't read those signs, and you know, like the S curve on the highway, he'll go off the cliff. The brother will go off the cliff.
Right, because he's not following the road map.
Yeah, it's 2 things. Right, he's probably not man enough in his fundamentals, which could be a sign for you, a good sign for a woman to dodge the bullet. Or number 2, he may not like you that much anyway, even though you were flirtatious and you smiled, giving him those signs to come over. So my advice, never. And women come in my inbox and say, hey, I've been with this guy a long period of time. I haven't met his family and all this other stuff. Well, first thing I asked, how did the relationship start out? Did he approach you or pursue you, or did you pursue him? Well, Treamell, I pursued him. There you have it. And this is why the relationship
There's your answer, and that's why you haven't met the family. Well, but you know what? And so I respect that, because there was a book or there was a movie, and it was called "He's Just Not Into You."
Oh yes.
And if you watch that movie, it's basically just reality.
It is.
And the guy is not into you, he's just not going to approach you.
Right, right.
So don't push it, don't force it.
Don't try to make these excuses like he's shy and all this other stuff. No, a true man, alpha man, will go after what. All you women have to do is just look fly and just look dope.
Keep it tight.
And we're going to come after you.
Right, and no twerking in public.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and, like I said, see if we have any Facebook Live questions or anything in our inbox. But yes, I'm here with Treamell. Lawrence, dear brothers, dear sisters, listen up. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Talk Sip.
Oh. Yeah, I talk a lot.
Yes, because
the intimacy stage, chapter 3, self-control. I tell brothers, yes.
Go into chapter 3.
Control. That's what
These are great. This is awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, the twerking queen. I love it.
Those are stories.
I can't wait to read this.
I can't wait. I know women, then I pre-selected 20 women to read my book before the official came out. And they all loved it. They then put on my Facebook page with the book and saying, get the book, get the book. So
yeah. We want people to... Are people on your page? I know we have a lot of views. People are like...
All right, let me see. Yeah, because it's a great topic. I mean...
This is great. And I want you to read one of your I want you to read one of these. So just pick one, and we'll come back. And then you have. Are these yours?
No, as far as the poems, my partner Mo, he put the poems in the book.
Good. So let's
everything outside. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first person I saw. Like Mo.
Mo, yeah.
We got like 10 minutes.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15. Yep. Okay. 5, 10, 15, about 13. Yeah. 10 minutes. Okay. Good. Yep. We're going back in.
Good. All right. 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Talk Sip.
Yes.
It's another fabulous Thursday. Don't forget, every Thursday, I'm here in studio, and I have amazing guests every single week. We talk about all kind of stuff here, and I always love to have folks that were no stranger to this co-hosting seat. So it's always good to see you. Yeah, and your book is out, and I'm excited because I've got some downtime this weekend.
You're gonna run right through it.
I'm gonna run right through
140 pages.
Yeah, well, I read one couple pages here, so this is great. This is an easy read.
Yes.
So we were talking about the poems. We were looking at the poems, and I know one of your
Mo, shout out to Mo.
Yes, please.
My partner.
Your partner. Yes. I want you to read one of the poems because they're fascinating because I think it kind of hits home to a lot of what's going on these days. So
yes, I'll read the poem. So it's called The Total Package, which is related to my chapter Lust. So I see you staring, I know you're 100% fake, but I like the attention, I know you want this cake. Hair done, nails done, everything did. You get that fever for a sister who trying to kid. I bring that beauty, that booty, that honey love. My body is built for fun, and I fit like a glove. I'm one of a kind, your personal sex thrill. She says she won't do it, but I know she will. Why would you disrespect yourself for this bum? You just hating because you know you want some. Nah, little sister, my expectations go deep. I need a woman with class, not a woman who's cheap. I'm looking for the total package. Educated, intelligent, goals, someone to put first. Well-rounded, with purpose, and not all about the twerk. See, lady, you got potential, but you need a change. Your life should be all about you. It's time to rearrange. Work on yourself, step up your requirements. Only then you will stop rummaging. For men in the basement, top floor, top shelf, that's where you need to be. Only then you can entice and captivate a brother like me. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to my man Mo.
Shout out to Mo. Wow, yes. Mo, keep those poems coming. Those are,
we call them hood sonnets. Yes. Related to the chapters I wrote. So every chapter has that, and that chapter was related to lust, on how a lot of women just figure out why this man is not into me. You know, I let him smash the chocolate chips on the second night. Why does
well, some people say, you know what? But some people say that they have first or second night, but now they're married and they're happy. So
it rarely happens. Yes,
but rarely. What's the percentage? Maybe 5%.
I'll say 2%.
2%. Okay, so you're not even giving it a 5%. No. Maybe 2%. Yeah. So ladies, chocolate chips. You keep your chocolate.
Keep that cabinet closed.
Yeah. For at least a couple of months. Yes. If it's worth it, they will wait. Correct.
Absolutely.
Now you have this. I can't wait to read this. It's going to be awesome. And I did a Dear Thirsty Brothers earlier, but now I'm going to read this. Dear loyal sisters, establish and implant your rules of engagement and moral codes. By taking these actions, you will filter thirsty men from your relationship options. This will allow you to spend your valuable time forming relationships that have long-term potential with good quality men. Change your mindset. I will find my inner peace and make sure I am prepared when true love calls. And how true is that? So ladies, if you're out there, yes, true love will call, but it's all about your mindset and where you are.
Yourself too.
And how you carry yourself. And I think we had touched on bride worthy, being bride worthy.
Yes.
I talk to some folks, women especially, and they say, I've been with my boyfriend for 5, 6, 7 years, and we're happy, which is great. You can be happy. Oh, and so there's really no reason to get married, and and I just, what's your thoughts on that?
Listen, my take on it is, for a man really, really want to take it to the next level and truly spend the rest of his life with you, he'll make the commitment above commitments. Listen, whenever a man is serious, we always sign our name on the dotted line.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to the dealership to get a car, whether it's signing our name on the birth certificate for a child, even if it's not our child. And that's the same for marriage. So it's like when women tell me that, it's as if you're playing house, but yet there's no official home. So you have to, these brothers out there, they got to step up. Because let's face it, if a brother's not fully signing his name on the dotted line, it makes them very available to continue to entertain other women.
And that really is what happens. I think it's an excuse of why, you know, they don't want to get into that marriage because then they're locked in, you know, into the deal for the rest of their lives.
So like they're losing their freedom. But understand that marriage is not a bad thing. To me, marriage is with the right person and the right mindset.
I think
it's a beautiful thing. Like, I feel like I'm free.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't feel like I'm locked down. So, you know, brothers, you got to step the game up. But sisters, you got to take notice of those flags. Because if during that interlude stage before the music hit, you should be able to read those flags. Before that movie trailer go to the main movie, read those flags before it begins.
Exactly. Yes. Because, you know, cohabitation is serious. And, I mean, it has the statistics for cohabitation in the country have probably doubled or tripled over the years. People are just living together. Some people say, you know, you live together before you get married. Check out, you know, check out your goods before you purchase.
Right.
I get, you know, and not making it right, but there's a lot of that going on. But I think that's why people are just settling for not getting married because now they're comfortable and they are playing house. But you know, and I tell people you don't have to have a big wedding. You literally, it's not about the big wedding or the big party.
Exactly.
It is about, you know, just you and the person that you love going before.
That's it.
For us, it was our higher power and dedicating our lives to each other, but in front of him and just, you know, so that was our purpose. And that's why marriage, I love the institution of marriage.
Right. And I wholeheartedly agree with you, 100%. Sister.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But so, you know, so ladies out there, don't settle for less. Because why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? We've heard that forever. But it really is
the true old saying. So true.
Very true. Yeah. So now tell us where you're going to be for your book signings. You have any book signings coming up?
Yes, I do. The first one will be July 1st, which is next Saturday. Shout out to that team. I call her D, you know. So it's going to be at the Bamboo Hair Salon, West Haven, 7 Emerald Street. And it's going to be between 12 and 2. And I'm going to be there with some books. We may have some crackers. We may have some wine. You know, come in there if you have any questions.
A little cheese.
Yes. And I'll sign it for you. I'll sign the book for you. And you can spread that knowledge. Absolutely.
Good. Now, and when people come to your book signings, do you entertain questions, or do people generally have lots of questions for the author of, you know, what's in the book? Or they're probably just excited that they're going to get something that they can read and gain some power and gain some knowledge.
Absolutely. Listen, the support has been amazing. The next book signing will be July 13th. The Hair Connection in Springfield. You can check that information on my Facebook page.
Yes.
And then I'm going to have
Treamell
one.
Lawrence,
yes.
Facebook page.
Absolutely. Thank you. Then I'm going to have one at the Doma's Boutique Shop in New Britain, which I'm establishing right now this moment. So it's a lot of things in the works.
Nice.
I just want people to have healthier relationships. That's the goal of this book, and that's what I drive for.
And that is amazing. Well, you're doing a heck of a job, and so proud of you here. And like I said, I cannot wait to get my read on, hopefully this weekend. All right, we're going to take a really short break. We're going to come back, and then you're going to tell everyone where they can find the book online and social media and all that great stuff. And we'll take any last questions or calls, okay? We'll be right back. Quick break. Good. This is great. Yeah, you gotta sign this.
Yes.
Make sure you sign this.
You're gonna try reading them one day. I know.
No, this will be one day.
Deep, though.
But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I write down questions.
Nice.
And what I'll do is in the mood we can get a forum.
Okay.
You know.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we should do a forum, and then that'll drive these sales more.
Oh my goodness, just to hold your words in your hand. I'm like, wow, this is.
Can you? It's like having a record that's released, and you're like, finally, this is a finished product. This is a great looking book.
Oh, thank you.
You gotta try to
get it, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Got the umbrella up there, dear brothers. He got a nice outfit, and the sister looking all classy, you know.
Love it.
Not showing all her goodies, but yeah, still sexy and classy.
Very sexy, elegant. Love it. All right, we're gonna go back in. I know we have about like 4 minutes left. 4 or 5.
It was like 4.
Okay. And we are back. Don't forget, every Thursday, join me for the talk set. Thursday at 1 p.m. Next week, we actually have another author coming in. So I love it because Knowledge is power. Power is knowledge. And it's just these words of encouragement for some folks. So please tell us where we can get this.
Please. Now, you can invest in some Jordans or video games. What better way to invest in something that will benefit you in the long run?
Exactly.
You can definitely get this book on Amazon.com. If you want the physical copy, it's only $15. If you want it in the Kindle version, it's $8.25. And excuse me, on Amazon, $14.25. Excuse me. If you see me out and about at the book signing, it's $15, but you get an autograph copy of it.
But which I'm going to get today.
Yes, absolutely. So please go to Amazon.com. The title, Dear Brothers, Dear Sisters, Listen Up. You know, and believe me, it's going to really improve a lot of different aspects in your life.
And I know that people out there need some power, some knowledge, especially these days, you know, with the relationships. So now, tell us about your future plans. We know this is hot off the press, so congratulations again. But are you working on any?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
You know, any book. What's the second book? What's the plans for Treamell Lawrence?
Well, the next book is possibly going to kind of come from a female's perspective. I'm going to get more of your insight and tell you some things on how to avoid those pitfalls. So be on the lookout. It may be called Change Your Mindset. I say a lot of change your mindset at the end of all my wisdom letters, I like to call them.
Wow.
Also, you know, I also have my own internet radio monthly show called A Relationship Straight Talk, which we talk about issues such as this. So you can check me out there. And sky's the limit. I'm working on my second book next month. I'm just relaxing with these book signings, and we're going to take it from there.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, it's always so good to have you back. Again, I can't wait to dive into this. And best of luck to you. And congratulations again on and then I know you're going to be enjoying fatherhood.
Yes.
So,
Ava, newborn, book, everything. Oh my goodness.
Life is good, isn't it? All right, my friend. Well, thank you for spending this time with us at the Talk Tip. Don't forget, stay positive, stay focused, and always keep your glass full. Until next time, see you then. Good.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think that was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. You looked out for me. You guys support each other.
No, we do. Yep.
When I reached out, you were just like, no, let's do this.
I was like, come on, let's go. And then this is because perfect timing, because you are getting your, you know, book signings are, you know, good because people are doing book signings, which, you know, you need.